Hello, Haley and Zane. Here is your sewer scope from today's inspection. This is us in the basement. There's that clean out stack that had the shelving unit in front of it. Obviously, I pushed it out of the way so I can squeeze myself into that space. Typical cast iron, typical corrosion. It gets bumpy over time. Notice the buildup and the goop at the bottom. Unfortunately, that's going to kind of obscure our picture a little bit as we go along. Um, but you can see the buildup at the bottom of the pipe on the sides right there. We've got a little bit of a channel going. Um, like we talked about today, I'll recommend in the written report that at some point in the near future you want to probably get this cleaned out. And again, you just so you have a baseline. Some of this is just, the again the abrasiveness, the roughness of the pipe catching organic matter, whatever it is, whether it's waste or cooking fat, cooking grease, whatever it is that ends up going down the drain, and then just basically attaching in those crevices. But and again, eventually you want to get this cleared out. Probably very little chance that you're going to have a big backup in here. Whereas if this was a clay pipe and you had roots growing in there, and if the roots got thick enough, then it starts to catch paper products, and it creates this kind of paper mache, plaster of Paris type of blockage in there. That keeps everything from flowing, and that's where you get a lot of backups in a house, or just roots completely growing across the face of the pipe. This is relatively normal, but again, I would still, just as a matter of good housekeeping, clear this out. Again, it doesn't have to be on day one, I would imagine, but the sooner you do it, the better off you are. The really interesting thing to me is that you've got the length of your pipe, just knowing the position of the house in relationship to the road, how you're set back a little bit, you're up high on a hill. That's going to make for a longer run, always. But to maintain the same material all the way from start to finish is 100% not normal where we are. I would say it's a good thing. Knowing that the house was built in the 50s, I mean, they had plastic pipe back then, but they were not using it in situations like this. More often than not, it's cast iron like this, and then you switch over to clay. I would say that knowing all of the trees in the lots in proximity to the house, it's a good thing that you've stayed with cast iron the whole way. Again, more buildup as we're going. That's actually on the top of your screen. That's just giving you the orientation of where the bottom of the pipe is. Normal twists and turns, nothing out of the ordinary. The water obviously is your indicator on where the bottom is as well. No damage, no separation that I can see. If you did have any kind of separation between unions or crack or anything like that, you definitely would have root growth coming in. I thought this was going to be a transition over to clay. I don't believe it is. It still has that quality of cast iron, and you don't have the normal offsets that you would in a clay pipe configuration. I was starting to get worried. I've got a little over 175 feet on my spool for this unit that I have, and I'm right there at the end. I could not have gone another, probably 2 feet without running out of running out of cable. So 175 feet full on, that's the city connection right there. You see the flow. I will keep the camera on as I pull back. Feel free to watch the return trip if you want. My recommendations will be in the written report that I sent you along with the link to this video. But please reach out to me with any questions or if you have any concerns.